Well, as the title says, packaging is getting hard to come by for microgreens. I think it's probably getting hard to come by for everything. I'm not sure exactly what the reason for it is. I would think that it was maybe we're not getting stuff from China, but I don't think that's the case because most of what I've been getting, or all of what I've been getting, is made in the USA. So maybe it's just COVID catching up to the packaging industry. So anyways, I just wanted to go through another new package I just got today that I'm gonna start using, and talk a little bit about some of the other packages that I've been using in the past, and one that I just recently started using that I talked to you about in my most recent video, I believe. So anyways, this is the new package. I put some pea shoots in it just to show you. This is made by Dart. Dart is a really big name in the packaging industry. And I couldn't find a 16 fluid ounce package that would come by Prime. I bought it on Amazon, and I typically will only do Prime because I don't pay for shipping. And also, if it's Prime, it's going to be here faster. And I needed these like tonight. And so I bought 200 of these for about $32, I think it was, maybe $32 and change. I'll put a link in the description. You can check it out and see exactly how much I paid for it. But because these are 12 fluid ounces, they hold 1.5 ounces of microgreens pretty well. That's what's in here, 1.5 ounces of pea shoots. They have a tamper-resistant edge, so if you open it up, you'll break this seal, and this thing will pop up, just to let you know it's been opened, which is a benefit over my old packaging. Here's one that I have not closed up yet, just to show you. And then here is what I've been using for quite a few years now, maybe close to 5 years. This is a Genpak AD16. This is something that, I don't know, I've probably talked about so much on my channel that I probably even made it hard to get myself, because I think a lot of people have been buying them. And this holds 2 ounces of microgreens perfectly. Every 8 fluid ounces holds 1 ounce of microgreens. So that's just the ratio that you guys can just keep in mind if you're trying to figure out how much microgreens you can put in a package. 1 ounce of microgreens for every 8 fluid ounces. And all this stuff's always measured in fluid ounces. When it tells you how many ounces the package is, that's fluid ounces. The problem with this package, recently, so I went to go order these like I normally do, and they were no longer available for Prime on Amazon, which I thought was strange. And the price had been jacked up pretty dramatically. So I usually get these between $32, $36 for 200 of them. And suddenly the price was jacked right up to, I think it was $57 for 200 of them. So almost doubled. And maybe not quite doubled. It went up at least, 35% or so. And I just was like, that's ridiculous. I mean, it went up to like, I think it was gonna be like 34 cents a package, where these were like 16 cents, somewhere around there. But anyways, a really dramatic price increase there. So I had to find something different, and that's how I found the Dart. And if I like those, that's what I'll stick with. I will be charging a little bit less with these in retail because it is a smaller package, but it's not a big deal. Maybe people actually like them being a smaller package. And then this is that Placon that I was talking about in my last video, where this is a 3-compartment container. And I showed a whole video going over all that. And I've had them in the store for a week and a half or so. And the sales are slow so far. It could just be, it's going to take a little while to pick up on these. I was surprised because I brought like 10 of these to try out, and then I brought 10 of my Genpaks with the just pea shoots, and those were almost completely sold out. I think there was one left, and not many of these had sold. So we'll see how that goes. I'm not going to give up on them yet. I'll bring them every time I go for probably at least a month, maybe even more than that, and I'll just keep rotating them out, replace them for free until I've decided whether either it's not working, or I need to change things up a bit, or pull them completely and not do that anymore. We'll see. I got some other marketing ideas around that I could do as well. Maybe I'll talk about that in another video. Now, when it comes to packaging for your microgreens, I get a few questions all the time, and I guess I've never actually talked about it in my videos. Probably number one is, why are you not being more environmentally friendly, using something other than plastic? And the easy answer for that is, what are you going to use? There isn't many packages out there that are not plastic that display well in a retail environment, that will hold up to refrigeration, where you won't dry up your microgreens or wilt them. I think that there's some cardboard out there that would be pretty cool, that has like the plastic insert on the lid so you can still see what's inside. But those are going to leak and they're going to dry up your microgreens. If anybody has a really nice package that they think works great in a retail environment from microgreens, it's not plastic, feel free to let me know. Constantly telling me that I shouldn't be using plastic without offering a solution probably isn't the way to go. So for now, it's plastic. The second, probably biggest question I get about it is, should I use vented containers? And the answer to that is absolutely not. Vented containers in microgreens will not hold up very well under refrigeration. Depending on how they're refrigerated, they may hold up longer than others, but in general, your microgreens are going to wilt up pretty quick. And if you threw that in like a regular household refrigerator that has like an anti-frost system in it, which is pretty much every modern refrigerator out there, if you put your microgreens in a vented container, within 24 hours, they'll probably be wilted. Pretty good chance they'll be wilted within 24 hours. So don't use vented containers. Another question that comes up a lot is, how do you handle condensation? What do you do about condensation? And the answer to that is, don't put a lot of moisture in the container. In general, you want to make sure that you're growing your microgreens in a controlled environment of about 50% humidity, 50% or less. You want to make sure you have really good airflow. You want to make sure they're not staying damp, like especially in the middle of the tray. That's where you'll notice it the most. You may be harvesting and like the edges all feel pretty good, but when you get towards the middle, they're all soaked. Those are not going to do well. They're not going to hold up well. You'll get a lot of condensation. But the key really is, don't harvest your microgreens wet. Or if you are doing that, you can always wash them and dry them. I've never gone through that step, but that's a step people do. But my microgreens are growing really clean. I don't want to do the whole washing them and potentially damaging them and drying them and all that extra work that really isn't necessary. I do put on my label to wash and enjoy, but like I've said in many videos, I don't think anybody does that, and they really don't need to. I only do that so people know that they have not been previously washed. So yeah, condensation, just do not package up wet microgreens. Now, a trick you can do is, if they are damp and you harvested them, is, and I've done this several times because they just got stuck where they were damp and that was all there was to it, is go ahead and harvest them and package them in your clamshell or whatever packaging you're using, and leave the lid open in your refrigerator. I have a refrigerator it's like a regular household refrigerator, but I use it just for my microgreens. Leave the lid open, leave them in there for an hour or so, and most of that condensation or the dampness will be pulled out of the microgreens just by doing that. Don't forget them. I've done this before and left them in overnight and woke up going, oh no, I forgot about my microgreens. And you'll come in and you'll look at them in the refrigerator and they'll be wilted. Overnight with an open container, they just won't hold up. Some people have used either a paper towel in the bottom to absorb extra moisture, or there's even like the absorbent pads that go in like a meat package that you could put in there. I just don't want to do that. The paper towel may help, but I feel like it takes away from the visual of my package, and the meat packaging is just an extra cost that I don't want to do. So I'm really careful to try to make sure my microgreens are dry when I harvest them. So I think that's going to pretty much cover it for today. I will put links in the description to all these products. If you want to check those out, go ahead. If you want to just look them up yourself, do that as well. I'll let you know how this package does, and I will also let you know if this one ends up taking off or if it was a bust. Thanks for watching.